talkers than the squad we have assembled here at KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the time, brothers. This is the time.
We've got something for everybody.
That's right.
Health and healing, history and humor, issues and events, empowerment and entertainment, all in one station.
What's really going on?
Free enterprise.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We got a lot to talk about.
King Kong ain't got on me. Tonight. Let's go. We're gonna make some more babies tonight. I'm telling you. If you struggle over with your baby right now, check out just a little piece of this track inside the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Let's go!
All the eyes, you and me, were just discussing all the things that you need. What is deeper than sea? So only knows this kind of love is stronger in time. Won't go on until this home. So constant hold hearts live righteously.
What song is this?
Whatever it is, I know that it's real. Long as you know,
That's the Soul Sister, Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580, and the answer is no. It doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
It's a heater. I'm trying to come up with a song from a black man singing about a black woman with the word black in the title. And it's
cut though. That's a vibe.
heater.
Woo!
But it is so disheartening that we can't come up with one song.
Mhm. It is. Hey, Andy, you know what you should do? You should come up with like a playlist.
Come on.
You should come up with a playlist. I would trust you to curate some really dope songs that are like from back in the day, a mixture of like now, just some good music, you know? I'd buy it.
And the Golden Girls theme song.
Hot, not the Golden Girls.
That song made me want to go to college.
Hey, but Daddy, I know you joke about it so many times.
That song made me want to go to college.
So salty.
But Daddy, let's be honest though.
What?
I mean, don't I have some validity with that though? Like just the song, the show. I mean, come on now.
Look, I don't know if we're doing a versus this Thursday, but we got to call up Faraji.
Yeah.
But that crap, I won that versus. We ain't gonna get into it. But I just thought of a song that we're sitting here talking.
What's the song?
Remember Heavy D? Black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
girl
yeah.
against.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
It's not a love song per se, or is it? Would you consider that a love song?
No, I wouldn't consider it a love song.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream. That's the kind of girl I need down on my team.
Yeah,
Ooh, that was a heater.
That was a heater.
That's a big
It wasn't it wasn't a mainstream, but
that was
on that album. Wasn't it on that
album? I think it was on that album. That Waterbed Head album? Answer my question.
Woo.
If you're in a relationship or you married, why am I seeing booty pics from you on your socials? Take the floor, please.
Okay. This is for all women. Just all women. Some who choose to participate in this activity, some who don't. A woman, regardless of being with a man, regardless of having children, a woman is a woman. She comes into this world as a little girl. She has her own journey. She has her own realizations in life, and then she's going to leave this world, as we all are, by herself, right? So she has to do her own thing. Have you ever heard? I'm sure you have heard of the midlife crisis type thing.
Yeah.
Well, women sort of experience it, I believe, as like proud of your body. You know, have you ever seen a woman who just all of a sudden starts, you know, maybe she's working out a little bit more. She wants to show a little bit more of her skin. And it's not necessarily to gain the attraction of or the attention of men to come on to her, but it's just the feeling that you get where you're like so proud of yourself.
Okay.
And you're like, you know what, I deserve this. I've earned this. And again, it's similar to when women used to go to the club and all men think that she wants to dance, and you know, whenever she starts dancing, dancing all wild or whatever, that a man needs to come on to her. And it's like, no, I didn't come here and dancing like this for you. I'm here with my girlfriends, just having a good time. You feel loose, you feel free. It's similar to that. Just because she's dressing a certain way or posing a certain way does not mean that she's doing that for the attention of men. Yeah, inside the Raw Report.
Come on, Andy, let's go.
You ready?
It's time for the Rob Report with Robin A.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
From entrepreneurs and entertainers to money and meditation.
Robin's got you covered.
Get out of here.
Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Rob Report on the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580. Robin's got a lot to talk about.
What's going on, Danny Morrison?
I was showing you something. There's a gentleman on line 1. He says he's got a song with the word black in it, man to woman. Is that what this is?
I don't know what that song is.
Well, let's find out. Brian, come on up in here real quick. Give me your height, your color, and your hood, Brian.
My name is Brian. I'm 5'9". I'm calling out of Long Beach.
Long Beach checking in. LPC, drop that. Come on. Yeah. What song you got?
The only song I know is Miss Black America by Curtis Mayfield.
Miss Black. See, I don't know that song. You got that, Andy? Miss Black, and that is about the love of a woman, a black woman.
Well, it's like a Black America.
We're gonna blaze it up right now.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard it.
I'm really excited about hearing it now.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna bring it to you right. Is it clean? It better be clean.
Yeah, it's Curtis Mayfield. Yeah.
Like Curtis Mayfield be dropping the N-word every now and again too. Now, come on now.
Yeah.
Let's listen.
All right.
All your dreams, what most do you hope to be when you become a big girl?
Daddy, I would like to be Miss Black America.
Her English stepping so proud.
I don't know Curtis' voice.
Mother Nature's only godchild. Society salutes you today, and we like to say, God bless Miss Black America.
Wow,
I love it.
Man, I appreciate it, Brian. That right there, you give him call of the night right there. That's easily the call of the night and the answer of the night as well.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
God bless you. Have a good night, okay?
All right, take it easy.
Thank you. Wow, that was a nice song.
That is amazing.
That was refreshing.
Miss Black America.
Yeah. So, we're inside the Raw Report. I want to, before I get into this whole bad baby thing, have you heard, just give me your quick thoughts, and I'm sure you've seen now that Cher, the icon, Cher, is dating the baby daddy of Amber Rose, whose name is, he goes by A.E. Alexander Edwards, who is 40, she's 40 years his senior. 40 years his senior.
What's the problem?
You don't see it. She's 70 years old.
What's the problem?
And so you don't see an issue with it.
If it was vice versa, May December romance, as they say, we wouldn't be saying nothing if it was an older man and a younger woman.
You're sure we wouldn't be saying it? How many times have we seen that sort of difference in we've seen it all the time. We saw Hughes, Playboy.
You're losing me.
Hughes. Who's the Hugh Hefner, thank you. Hugh Hefner.
That was his thing.
That's not different.
How old is Lionel Richie's wife?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
He just married her. I guarantee you. That's what he is.
Said something when Nicole, what's her name? Anna Nicole Smith was dating the older.
But he was 117 years old. That's different. I don't see a problem with it. I'm gonna tell you what I got a problem with. Don't know if it's true.
Okay.
There was people in the thread that were insinuating that he's a member of the LGBTQ community. Insinuating. And I'm also wondering, is it then a publicity stunt? It may be that anyway.
Why would it be a publicity stunt because of him being attached to the
Because he's not in the women. That's what I'm just saying.
Well, that doesn't make any sense to me, given his history.
Okay.
Because he is, again, this is AE. His name is Alexander. He has one child, I think, with Amber Rose, who also has a child with Wiz Khalifa, by the way. And they had, I guess, some issues, and they had broken up because of his serial cheating. And so with women, from what I understand, and he admitted that, talked about it a lot. Now, if he has done something undercover, which, I have never even heard.
I'm just saying that was in the thread. I don't even know.
Yeah, people, I think, are just, I don't know. People come up with all kinds of stuff. And you know how people are on the internet. They're all trolls anyway.
Well, first of all, somebody that don't want to be with Amber Rose, I'm going to question him anyway. Are you crazy? Rose?
You would date anybody just because you
Amber Rose?
Do you know Amber Rose?
I'd like to know her.
Exactly. Just because based on how she looks, you're just saying based on how she looks.
Look, I know she's probably got some issues. Because every rose has its thorn. Come on now! Don't you leave me out here by myself!
No, this is not okay.
Y'all getting this for free. No, but she's the one that came up with the slut shaming and all that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Which I got all kind of problems with. But I think that she seems like she's a good person, but she just doesn't date well. And I know somebody from Bakersfield that would be perfect. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, how are you selling yourself? Are you selling yourself a little short because you're saying she doesn't date well, but you're signing yourself up for this?
I would end her dating problems.
You think? So you think you are the one?
I just stick my booty out on Instagram like y'all be doing.
First of all,
you've never done it. I know.
Well, yeah, no, I've never. No, don't even second guess it because I don't pose. I ain't even got nothing to be showing off like that. So let's be clear. Let's be clear. Let's be clear.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Hey, Robin, you ain't innocent out here in these streets.
What?
You ain't innocent out here in the streets. This past summer, I'm just saying.
What happened? Max 10? Who else?
No,
Neo?
that was just chop.
Who else?
First of all, don't be trying to make me sound like I just be these men. I actually don't know these men.
I heard Neo's song "Sexy Love" is because of you.
This is a lie.
You like that? You like how
that's a lie.
Because of you. Thank you. Don't y'all leave y'all calling me out about myself today.
We are moving on. So you don't have a problem with Cher and Alexander Edwards.
I don't think that they are intimate at all. I think it is a publicity stunt. All jokes aside, I think
who needs the publicity?
Cher. She hasn't been relevant in 20 years.
Cher is an icon.
Well, of course she is.
But relevancy, I think she's always going to be relevant because she's an icon.
She's taking another route. Look at Madonna right now, who is the most desperate person on Instagram. Tell me I'm wrong. It is so embarrassing watching Madonna.
No, this is true. That part is true.
You talk about an icon.
I don't understand the Madonna.
What is going on with Madonna?
I love Madonna. I just have zero idea what she's doing out here in these streets.
And Cher's like, that ain't me. So she's like, I'm going to get one of these young tenders, and I'm going to make my waves that way, and it's working.
Well, if you have not seen it, you got to go Google Cher holding hands out she's at dinner with AE. They're holding hands. He's kissing her hand. It to me is the most awkward looking couple. But hey, if you find love, in a brother like that who's 40 years your senior, then or you're his senior, then fine, go ahead. I guess I have nothing to say about it. And Danny,
how old is she? I'm looking up her
age. 70. How old? She's 70 for sure.
She's in her 70s, so she could be 80.
No, she's not 80. She's not 80, but she did basically that they are together. Someone said, "Is this your new man?" And she responded with a heart face, and then she said yes. And she's 76 years old.
That's crazy.
So no.
Age shouldn't even really matter. I mean, consider Chef Babette.
Oh yeah.
Well, Chef Babette is different. Chef Babette looks like she is. Well, First of all, Cher actually looks really good. She's 76, but she looks incredible. Chef Babette looks like she's in her 30s, 40s. I mean, she looks incredible. But anyway, I guess people are having an issue with, how the two of them and whatever else. But clearly we don't have an issue, and the age is nothing but a number. But on the other side, when we come forward, I am going to get to this bad baby thing, because we got to talk about this and this whole blackfishing thing that people are calling her out on. And I want to see what you think about it. I probably have an idea, but we'll talk about it on the other side. It's KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles, like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Look. Our Weekly Los Angeles is the largest audited black newspaper in the state of California, with a distribution of over 50,000 copies. Thursday to get the latest news on African American communities of LA. You can also keep up with what's going on in Los Angeles and surrounding cities by going to www.ourweekly.com. The Our Weekly website is updated daily with the current news about us and for us. For your advertising needs, Our Weekly offers economical advertising packages to fit your budget. Feel free to call Our Weekly Los Angeles at 323-905-1300 or visit the website at www.ourweekly.com. Our Weekly Los Angeles, reporting news that matters to you. The Los Angeles Urban League helps African American and others in underserved communities achieve true social parity, economic self-reliance, and civil rights. For over 100 years, Los Angeles Urban League has ensured our communities have access to careers with living wages, opportunities to start and grow businesses, and clear pathways to personal and professional growth. Programs like BizCamp, Construction Career Academy, Bob Business Ready, and B-Warp. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program are examples of the ongoing events designed to make our centennial mission to rebuild Black Wall Street right here in LA a reality. To sign up for our newsletter or to support the Los Angeles Urban and donations, visit laul.org. That's laul.org. The Los Angeles Urban League is a proud sponsor of Urban Family Focus, Saturdays at 7 a.m. on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you, when we fight, we win. Central CSO organizes for the rights of the undocumented, quality public education, and supporting in solidarity other communities seeking social justice. Central CSO stands for Chicano X, self-determination, defending public education, and fighting for all oppressed people in Boyle Heights and East Los Angeles. Find Central CSO meetings every third Wednesday. Visit online at centralcso.wordpress.com or on Instagram at Central CS. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Back inside the Raw Report for your Monday night, right?
Yeah, we're still talking about, well, we just ended the conversation talking about Cher and Amber Rose's baby's father, AE.
Thank you for saying baby father instead of baby daddy.
Oh, my still bothers you that much. You don't like the term baby daddy. But sometimes when I'm short of words, I will probably still refer to somebody as their baby daddy. So, but the girl who is known for the very, very famous phrase, catch me outside. Her name is, she doesn't even go by her real name. She goes by Bad Baby, who is the #1 selling person on OnlyFans platform. She brings in millions upon millions of dollars. And even before she was signed up on OnlyFans, actually, she was still making money. She started, she became a recording artist, had some songs or whatever, and she just built up a platform for herself because she was interesting to watch.
Dr. Phil made her. Got to give him credit. I mean,
she needs to pay Dr. Phil a percentage. I mean, he deserves it. Seriously, that one moment. I mean, it was a show. People didn't like her because she was a sort of a wayward kid, like a teenager who was, defiant against her mom, and she was kind of coming at her mom back then. I don't even know the year, but this was several years ago. Big deal. But she looked a certain way when she came onto the scene, and now she looks a totally different way. And she admits she hardly comes on Instagram because she doesn't make any money on Instagram. She makes all of her money basically on OnlyFans. But when she does make an appearance, she always looks a little bit different. And she already has this sort of like slang talk, and so people have been coming at her for years because of that. But partially, I don't even know where she's from, but I think it was somewhere in the South or maybe like Midwest or something like that.
I got you right here. Danielle Bregoli is the name.
Yeah.
Is an American rapper and internet personality. She first became known from an appearance on Dr. Phil in September 2016 when she uttered the phrase, catch me outside. How about that? Became a viral meme. Where she's from? She's from Boynton Beach, Florida.
Okay. Yep. So she was in the South. So she had a little bit of like that slang to her, and she always caught a lot of heat actually ever since she's been out. But she came on the scene. I'm sure you saw the photo. People in the comments actually compared her to Danny Lay.
I can see that.
The mother. I'm trying to correct myself when I'm around you. The mother of the baby's youngest kid, right?
So is she the baby mama of the baby?
The baby mama of the baby. This is correct. You can't say baby mama though, because if we can't say baby daddy, you cannot say baby mama.
I'm just trying to uplift her. Same thing I told Miss Rose when she was up there.
Yeah, no, I get it. I hear you. But yeah, so she looks a completely different way. Her hair is bone straight. I think it's like maybe a lace front, like blonde wig. It looked like she had a filter on, but she was definitely more tanned. And I don't know if that was because of the filter or because of the makeup that she used or whatever it was, but people came at her for blackfishing. Now, here's the thing. If you don't know what blackfishing is, I'm sure it's sort of, you can read it here. They say it's when a white person has purposely made themselves appear black, or another description would be when white public figures, influencers, and the like do everything in their power to appear black.
Kim Kardashian. Coming down with something.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Kim Kardashian has, like, on certain magazine covers, on television shows, not even television shows definitely in magazines, like when she's had photo shoots and stuff, she's been accused of blackfishing because she'll do either, or appropriating hairstyles from black people. They say that she's tanned herself a little bit too dark. But for the most part, on her day-to-day, I don't believe that Kim is like blackfishing. Her skin is pretty typical.
Rachel Dolezal, excuse me.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good.
She's the obvious one.
She's the obvious one, definitely.
Yeah.
But would you say that about Bad Baby? When you saw her photos, what did you say?
She's fine.
Whoa.
Let's start there. She's fine. Listen, look at my man. We're gonna keep it real.
Wow.
I went through that thread. The fellas was in there like, y'all hating. All y'all doing is hating on this girl. She has been trying to act like us from jump. She was the way she was talking. Did you see that?
Okay, so yeah.
Go on, catch me outside. How about that?
Okay, but yes. I agree with that. But we also have this conversation in terms of like talking like Black people, or is it where you come from? Because Aquafina, we had that same conversation about the Asian actress who was born or raised pretty much in New York. I'm not sure what part of New York, but she had been in that area in those boroughs pretty much all her life, and so she speaks like I don't know if she talks Black, but she has a little bit more slang on her.
Not in interviews. I proved that on the show.
Yeah. So. Right.
Bad Baby is that all the time.
So then, is she considered talking like us, or do you consider her a product of her environment?
I give grace to people that are like us all the time. I always use Eminem. I ain't never seen Eminem straighten up in an interview and start talking. Hi, my name is Marshall Mathers. M is just M. She's the same way. Mm-hmm. I've seen her in a few interviews, and Bad Baby is Bad Baby. That's who she is. Mm-hmm. If you grew up with us, you're going to act like us. Your mannerisms are going to be like ours. I'll give you grace. Mm-hmm. If you really love our culture that much, I'll give you some grace. Is it cultural appropriation? Of course it is. But I'll give you some grace if you love us that much. Rachel Dolezal is a whole different conversation.
Is it loving us that much, or is it becoming a product of your environment?
I think it could be both, can it?
It could. Maybe I'm just trying to clarify. I don't know. And I don't know how you see it.
She can obviously love us and still try to act like us. Mm-hmm. I think that's exactly what she's doing, and she knows that's how you capture the bag too, because she capturing the bag.
She is. My question for her is, and I think she's a totally different girl now than she was back then. Like when she showed up on Dr. Phil, I don't know who her friends were, but she didn't dress like a Black girl. She didn't necessarily look at all like a Black girl. She more so had the slang or the talk. I don't even know.
But she wasn't making millions of dollars a week like she is.
But no, so my point is, she always talked like that, but I don't think it was about like loving our culture. I think that speech was more about where she came from. Now you could almost argue that she looks like, hangs out with, wants to be, talks like a Black girl and all of that stuff. So
Could I make the case, and some people said it in the thread on the Shade Room, and I thought it was interesting. You can't make it mainstream in 2022 unless you act like a Black woman. Now, I know someone like Taylor Swift is doing it differently. Mm-hmm. Who are the most popular white musical artists out there right now? Adele, dating a Black dude. Mm-hmm. Even Taylor Swift, grab Kendrick Lamar to get on this track with me.
Mm-hmm. Future, I think she had Future, yeah.
Do you have to act like a Black woman to go mainstream in 2022? It's a fair argument.
I don't know that you have to act like a Black woman. I think that you need to grab a portion of the culture because I think it is the biggest there is. I think it's proven. We've proven that over and over and over again with, TikTok, with mainstream advertisement that's out there right now. Everybody uses our songs. They use our dances. They use our, just the music, the lingo, our culture. Everything about it is so large and it's global. It's not just a national thing, it's a global thing. So my point is, I do feel like you don't necessarily have to act Black, but you have to grab a hold of some part of the culture because you need to hang on its coattail.
That's exactly right.
So I think they're sort of infusing some part of, culture into their traditional songs or, like a Taylor Swift or something like that. Is that fair to say?
That's very fair to say. You think so? Is it safe to say, based on what you're saying, there is no white woman out there mainstream that hasn't grabbed a portion of our culture? Is that fair?
It could be, because even when I think about like Celine Dion, and I'm just like, even she's got like a little, but I still have to give my final point on Bad Baby Danielle. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Brigoli. I will give my point on the other side when we come forward, because I think there could be maybe a reason why she's looking the way that she is and people are calling her Blackfish. But that's it's mine and mine alone, my opinion alone. But right now, let's do news and traffic, and when we come forward, we'll get to what I have to say about that in the rest of the Rob Report. It is KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Democrat Katie Hobbs has emerged as the winner of the race for Arizona governor. NBC News made the projection as more votes came in from the race that had become one of the nation's most closely watched contests. Hobbs is the current Secretary of State. TV news anchor, Republican Carrie Lake. Grammy-winning singer Roberta Flack is no longer able to sing due to ALS. According to her rep, Flack has a hard time speaking, but it will take a lot more than ALS to silence this icon. ALS is a progressive neuro disease that impacts the nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. The Miami Marlins are the first major U.S. sports team to have women leading day-to-day operations, with Caroline O'Connor being promoted to president of business operations. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Don't let a traffic accident ruin your day. Call 1-800-INFO-FIX to find the nearest Fix Auto location. Their highly trained and certified technicians will have you back on the road in no time. You have a choice on who fixes your vehicle. Tell your insurance agent you want to go to Fix Auto.
This is a rather bold pronouncement, but we think we can back it up. If you come across a radio frequency anywhere putting more variety and more diversity on the air than KBLA Talk 1580, we sure would like to hear about your discovery. You got to have vision. You can search. We are confident that you won't find more shows covering more topics hosted by a more diverse than the squad we have assembled here at KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the time, brothers. This is the time.
We've got something for everybody.
That's right.
Health and healing, history and humor, issues and events, empowerment and entertainment, all in one station.
What's really going on?
Free enterprise. KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We got a lot to talk about.
King Kong ain't got on me.
I won't thank you.
KBLA Talk 1580 would like to thank all the businesses that tune in to KBLA at work. We celebrate you, your calls to the station, and your overall support. To show our appreciation, we would like to treat your office to a lunch for 10, brought to you by K. Michelle's Kitchen Catering. Open the KBLA Talk 1580 app or log on to KBLA1580.com to be selected for our Office of the Week. We know you are just like our staff, putting in many smart, hard-working hours per week. We just want to say thank you, and we appreciate you. You and your staff deserve lunch on us. Enter your office to win lunch for 10 and be highlighted on KBLA Talk 1580 as our Office of the Week. Open the KBLA app or log on to KBLA 1580 to enter your office today to become the KBLA Talk 1580 by K. Michelle's Kitchen Catering.com. Become the KBLA Talk 1580 Office of the Week. This has been a KBLA Talk 1580 community call to action.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Nacho fries are back at Taco Bell. You know, the fries covered in bold Mexican spices you dip in a warm nacho cheese sauce. You can also dunk them in nacho cheese sauce or pour the sauce onto a pile of them and create like a nacho fries nachos. The thing is that you eat them with nacho cheese sauce. That's what makes them nacho fries. Otherwise, you're just eating fries and sipping on nacho cheese sauce, and that's the wrong way. Sorry, just really passionate about nacho fries.
Nacho fries are back, only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact local store for hours and participation which vary.
Like the smell of Grandma's cooking coming from the kitchen. And for us, the kitchen is more than just a room. It's where everything happens. Conversations, counseling, and laughter. It's where life's lessons are learned. And more than family recipes are passed from one generation to the next. Now, it's your turn. Time for that kitchen to be your kitchen. And Rocket Mortgage can help you get there. Rocket is an expert when it comes to buying a home, and we're ready to help you open the doors to home ownership. We have the right tools, including loan options to fit your needs, some with as little as 3% down. Just imagine feeling the love as Grandma shares her wisdom and teaches you to make her famous mac and cheese in your kitchen. So, when it's time to buy that house and make it your dream home, Rocket can. Let us help you get started. Call 888-900-0409 today or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 33.
Health is wealth, and Medicare and Covered California's open enrollment for medical insurance is here. RHJ Insurance Agency can help you find affordable rates and the plan that's just right for you and your family. Call 562-204-6120 for your free quote. Don't leave your health to chance. Open enrollment is here. Affordable coverage is just a phone call away. Call 562-204-6120 for your free quote and get the coverage you need. Go to www.rhjins.com.
You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
There it is right there. First things first, I'm the realest.
First things first, I'm the realest. Drop this and let the whole world feel it. And I'm still in the murder business. I can hold you down like I'm giving lessons in physics. Right. You should want a bad bitch like this. Drop it low and pick it up just like this. Cup of Ace, cup of Goose, cup of Chris. High heels, something worth a half a ticket on my wrist. Taking all the liquor straight, never chase back. Now boom, stop like we bringing 88 back. What? Bring the hood scene where the bass at. Champagne feeling, you can taste that.
I'm so fancy. You already know I'm in the best place. From LA to Tokyo, I'm so fancy. Get your taste and go. Remember my name.
Baby, I do this. I thought that you knew this. This ain't no haters and none is the truth is. I'm not so HBD deported. Swagger on stupid. I keep shopping on the post and get my money on time. If they got money, decline. That's why I've been dead so much to get that line of rewind. To get my money on time. If they got money, decline. I just can't work with no haters. Gotta stay on my grind. Now tell me who that? They do that. Put that paper over all. I thought you knew that. I'll be the I-G-G-Y. Put my name in bold. I've been working. I'm up in here with some change to throw.
Y'all say whatever y'all want about Iggy's bomb. Tell me that track when it came out. It wasn't a heater.
She's got several that are heaters, actually, that I don't think she gets enough credit for.
T.I. about Iggy.
Oh, man.
He said, and I quote, "as the biggest mistake of my career."
Yeah. Now, who knows if he's talking about talent or just as a person? Who knows?
I think she went in a different direction. They made that album together, which was huge, and then she kind of went off and did her own thing, and the rest of the music just wasn't up to par, I guess.
You got to give her some credit, though. I mean, she's a talented woman, and she looks good, and
she's doing okay in certain parts. Back to the rock.
When we come forward, I was gonna give you my take on Bad Baby. I do feel like people are gonna have a problem with the fact that she's evolving, she's progressing. She does look good. You can't deny that. She has spent some money on herself. It's very clear, and I think that that's only natural when you start to you start to come into your success. Listen. $50 million Robin is not going to look like the Robin that sits before you right now. And I don't know what that looks like. It'll be in the way you get your hair done now or your makeup done or whatever. And so I think that's exactly what she's doing. And I don't know that we can be mad at the fact that she's putting money into herself, and so she looks a certain way. I don't know if it's tanned. Again, I don't know if it's a filter, but people are calling her blackfishing, and she don't like it. She says she's going back to OnlyFans. She ain't got time to be on Instagram with y'all people who ain't paying her no money. So that's what she has to say about it. And
do you think $50 million Bad Baby has gone under the knife?
Yeah.
You think she's
somehow it may not be the knife, but there are so many other alternatives now where they can fix your nose by injections or the structure of your face by injections, and not like Botox, but actual I don't know what the substance is, but they could actually fix it using certain injectables. So I think she's done something like that for sure.
Some would say 19 years old is probably the time to do it. Others would say that's too young. Where do you stand on that?
I still think that, like, my face completely changed when I became an adult. I used to have a big, like a round face. I had no structure in my face whatsoever.
I've seen your pictures. Oh, yes, you did.
No. I used to have a round face. I had maybe I had like cheekbones or something like that, but my face, the changed when I became an adult. Like I have these like a structure in my face now. I did not have that when I was, younger and even maybe a young adult. So I still feel like, there's time, between your 21 and 25-year-old self is when you really kind of come into the person that you're going to be physically. And so I think, if you can hold out, for sure, I think it's worth it.
Too young, 19.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think we still have
the oracle's on the phone right now.
We have Fahima on the line.
Fahima, give us your height, your color, and your hood, Fahima.
I'm 5'6". I am Carmel Brown, and I'm from Harlem.
Harlem checking in, drop that, come on.
Yeah. Hey, Fahima.
She bounced back and forth from Harlem and Washington, D.C. Have you noticed that?
Well, hey, Robin, how you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Good. So, Danny, it seems like you are giving bad. And well, I will say this, like I told Andy. Well, I want to preface this by saying that I was at Howard with Rachel Dolezal. And she participated in a student protest that I'm going to DM you who that person is. I'm not going to mention on the air, but someone you are aware of who's famous. Mm-hmm. And we were all part of a protest. And let me just say this. There's a backstory behind Rachel Dolezal, which I'm not going to get into right now. But I will say this. She did more social justice work than a lot of people who are criticizing her. Mm-hmm. And I would just say this, and I'm not going to go into many details, okay? She was racially ambiguous. We didn't know if she was Mid-Eastern, Puerto Rican, or what. Mm-hmm. She was engaged to a doctor who she later married, who was her husband, a black doctor who was a student at Howard. She was married. She gave birth to a black child. And so she did a lot of stuff with teaching art to kids in the community. She was an incredible artist. And let me just say this. She looked the way she looked. She had a black child. What's she going to tell her? Hi, I'm Rachel Dolezal. This is my black son, but I'm white. What I think may have happened, P may have assumed that she was black because of the spaces she was in, and she didn't go around saying, no, I'm white. She didn't correct him and saying that she was white. And there's a backstory, which I'm not going to get into right now, but a lot of people who were criticizing her did half the social justice work that she did.
I said she was the president of the freaking NAACP. What was it, up in Washington? Is that where she was?
No, Tacoma, Washington, but it was more than that. It was more than that. Like I said, she was an incredible artist. And just very briefly, when she submitted her portfolio to Howard School of Fine Arts, because of her incredible work that had a black point of view, they assumed that she was a black student. And she got a fellowship. And, as such, she a graduate assistantship. And when she participated in a particular exhibit, I don't think the dean liked the fact that she was in this exhibit, but she wasn't a black artist, and he took her fellowship away. And that's when, she had the little legal battle on the assistance of her lawyer. But there's a lot more there, but I will just say this. The reason why her parents outed her is because her brother in a sexual molestation case against her adopted sister. So there's a lot more to the story than meets the eye, and the media sensationalized it. But, you know, I will reiterate, he did more social justice work than half the people that's criticizing.
You know, well, thank you so much for giving that backstory, that back pocket information, I like to call it, because I think it does give some insight. In your opinion, and you know, you knew her personally and saw, you know, a part of her life, you know, up front and personally. I want you to answer for me why you think she caught so much heat. Was it, you know, did she ever claim to be African American, and was that the people's problem with her, or was it the fact that she came off like an African American girl even though she was racially ambiguous? I do want you to answer this, Fahima, but I need to get your answer on the other side. If you could hold on. Okay.
No problem.
Okay, so when we come forward, we'll get Fahima's answer, because that you knew her personally, so we'll get her answer on the other side. You're still inside the Raw Report, KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles, like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
It's the holiday season. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. Some things to look forward to this holiday season. Whitney fans, Whitney Houston's estate to release fragrance in her honor, reportedly marking one of the first official endorsement deals for the late singer. Available through the Home Shopping Network, Set Beauty, and even Walmart by mid-November. And fans are also thrilled to see the Best Man franchise back on screen, this time as a limited series debuting in December on Peacock. I just love the holidays. What are you most excited about this season? Tweet us to let us know at KBLA 1580, #KBlackMinuteHoliday.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP. Extra, extra, read all about it, read all about it, read all about it.
In recent editions of the Los Angeles Standard newspaper, read about HBCU's impact in Los Angeles. The Screening Room LA meeting at the Gathering Spot in West Adams, giving black filmmakers a place to showcase their work. To codename Crenshaw Boulevard, Malcolm X Boulevard. Hotville Chicken brings Nashville hot chicken to the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza. The Engineer Factory, preparing black children for STEM majors and professions. Jan Perry addressing the homelessness and housing crisis as she runs for Congress. Shauna Charles, career in public relations. Local black hiking groups. And Los Angeles Philharmonic Inglewood headquarters hosting free music classes for local children. Read about these stories at LAStandardNewspaper.com and follow this black-owned publication on Facebook and Instagram.
Have you heard it? Have you heard it? Have you heard it? Have you heard it? Have you heard it?
KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you when we fight, we win. Asian Americans Advancing Justice is the nation's largest legal and civil rights organization for Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. Founded in 1983 as the Asian Pacific American Legal Center, Advancing Justice LA serves more than 15,000 individuals and organizations every year. Their mission is to advocate for civil rights, provide legal services and education, and build coalitions to positively influence and impact Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, and to create a more equitable and harmonious society. To volunteer, make a donation, or seek assistance, visit advancingjustice-la.org. That's advancingjustice-la.org. Or call 888-349-9695. 888-349-9695. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Man, you're inside our bomb Raw Report right now.
Yeah, this is a great topic. We're talking about blackfishing, and we got on the top Rachel Dolezal, and we've got whom Danny likes to call an oracle, and I won't disrespect you that way.
The oracle's on the phone right now. What are you talking about?
Fahima, on the other side, I was asking you about why do you feel like she came under such a major backlash from the public? Was it that she was saying she was a black woman, and then her parents, outed her by saying no, she actually is a white woman, or is it just that, like you said, she was racially ambiguous, and we just assumed it and got upset when we found out otherwise?
Well, first of all, I want to say I wasn't friends with her. We didn't hang out or anything. It's just that she was one of the students that was part of that student protest.
Okay.
And I think it was the latter. People just got upset because, black people are being culturally appropriated. Mm-hmm. And, I think that it was more so the latter.
Yeah, we can't deny, what she's done. And we were looking up the fact that she definitely was the president of the NAACP, that chapter out there in Spokane, Washington. And that in and of itself would, I'm sure, lead people to believe, because she looked the way that she did, that she was a black woman. So, it's just a very interesting conversation, because I've never spoken to anyone who would know even just a little part of her story personally. So, again, Fahima, we thank you for always coming on our show and dropping knowledge, so we definitely appreciate you for that. And make sure you send that DM too. We want to hear it. We want to hear you were referring to something that you were going to send.
It's loading while we speak. Mm-hmm. And let me just say this: it wasn't just that she was over the NAACP. She did a lot of social justice work, mm-hmm. and she was an incredible. In fact, I may send you the link. You should have the DM that I was talking about to show you who was in the protest with her.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm going to send you the link. I'm going to send you the link to her art portal, and in her art perspective, and again, she taught African American studies. She did black hair, and so people assumed that she was black because she was, adapting this black lifestyle. And just very briefly, mm-hmm. one of the reasons why she identified with black people was her parents had adopted these black children, right? Mm-hmm. And her parents mistreated the black children and mistreated her as well. And so she began to identify with her black sibling. And so I guess it may be some kind of dissociative behavior, one might think, but that's a little bit of the backstory.
Interesting.
We appreciate you. Have a blessed night, okay?
Thank you so much, Fahima.
All right, and I'll send you the website.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Fahima.
Wow.
You want backstory? You want perspective? She got you.
She's got you. Pretty much on anything that we talk about on this show. Are there some documentaries out there currently on Rachel? I thought that there was something that came out on one of those streaming platforms, Hulu, Netflix, or something like that. I'll try to take a look.
People can say what they want about that entire debacle, but it was a cultural moment.
Yeah.
She was a cultural phenomenon. She was.
100%. She will go down in history as someone that people will refer to when I don't know if would she fall under the category of blackfishing? Though she may have never said it with her mouth, the point is blackfishing is when you try to do everything in your power to appear black. Is that technically blackfishing?
We talked about it off mic. If she never said the words, is she doing it? Is she blackfishing if she never said, we black people, or I?
Sure. Well, neither does Kim Kardashian, neither does Bad Baby, neither does any of these influencers who tan their skin, who get lip injections, and who appear like a light-skinned black girl or some sort of, biracial, beautiful, black woman. Mm-hmm. They all never say that they're black. But the point is you're appearing to be and leading people to believe otherwise. So that, I guess, in essence, that really is what blackfishing is.
What do you say to those people that say that Kim Kardashian would possibly be seen as stealing the attributes of a Latina rather than a black woman. There's some that believe that.
Really? I've never heard that. But I guess it's all the same. I think, here's the deal. We are never going to get more, just follow me here. Black women, just take black women. We're not necessarily going to do anything to ourselves to appear more white. Right?
Hair weave?
So no, even that is a stretch. I think that's just doing something to our hair. But I'm saying appearing white. We're not going to appear more white.
Skin,
right? We're usually even if you did lighten your skin a little bit, you're going to be you still have the features of a black woman, right? So. But if you take any other ethnicity, they have the money and the ability to get lip injections, do something, to their hair, make it more curly, make it more kinky permit, tan their skin, or take certain, certain prescription pills or something to darken their skin or whatever that looks like, they can have the ability to appear more black or more ethnic, So I think that if anybody does anything like that, goes down that trajectory at all, they're always going to appear more ethnic, whatever that is. If it's a Latina or if it's a black woman or Asian, tightening your eyes or something like that. I think that, because the black, that
fire.
Yeah, see,
Blasian is fire.
Blasian, right? And so you could appear that way, and if you do appear that way, it's considered more sexy. But my point is that if you took a white woman or a Kim Kardashian and you gave her money to be able to put into herself to do those things, she's automatically going to appear more ethnic.
It sounds like you're saying ethnic starts with us, and I think that's fair if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that we are the epitome of we're on that. That side of the spectrum, you know what I'm saying? Where you have the opposite ends of the spectrum. We're totally on this side of the spectrum, meaning our features and, hair texture, skin color, all of that. You can't get more than us, right? I mean, you can get darker skin tones and melanated women and men and all of that, but I'm just saying features-wise, as a whole, we are on the other end of the spectrum, whereas, a white woman or, Armenian women, but even that has an ethnic sort of look to it. But I'm just saying, if you took a woman who's white and she herself to go down the spectrum to reach where we are, that's it. You're gonna be somewhere on that spectrum, but we're at the complete opposite end of it.
God, you're making a great point that I never thought about until you broke it all down just now. Whenever someone, a white person, male or female, is trying to become more ethnic or more urban, as they say, they always toss out those buzzwords. It's always because they're trying to be us. Not Latina, not Asian, not Middle Eastern, us. Is that not true? If they say they're trying to be more ethnic, they're always trying to be us. Is that fair? You wouldn't say that if a white person is trying to be a Latino. You wouldn't say they're trying to be ethnic, would you?
I'm not sure. I think that there's some space where you could kind of maybe even argue that people would be trying to achieve like a Latinx look.
I don't think of a white person that has tried. Can you?
Yeah, it's just hard. Like you can't pull examples out of your mind, but I don't know. It's a difficult conversation because I'm sure there is. I don't want to put a blanket statement out there, but I'm sure there are people who don't want to reach the level of ethnicity, or of ethnic look that we are,
right?
And they want to be maybe somewhere right in the middle. And what is right in the middle? That's what I'm saying. That's why there is this spectrum. It's this like. There's no one particular thing. There's this entire spectrum.
So interesting.
Yeah.
It really is. You're saying instead of going full black like Bad Baby probably did today, you can meet in the middle. Don't go full spectrum and look more Latina rather than black.
I think that's possible.
Oh, that is so good.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I think maybe some people actually do want to achieve that, knowing that you can't pass as a black woman, but somewhere in the middle you can achieve some of those ethnic features. I think there is a middle ground somewhere.
Speaking of middle, this drives middle America crazy. Young white people don't want to look just blonde haired and white. and blue eyes anymore. That is now seen as a negative. They want to look more ethnic now. It drives them crazy.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my God. The browning of America is in full swing. 1-800-920-BOTTLE. That's a bomb, Rob Report. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we'll take a couple phone calls. Richie.
Oh, hey, Richie.
It's on the phones. We'll come to him on the other side. We got some upon further review clips. We'll continue the conversation. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580 right now. News and traffic. Check it out.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Democrat Katie Hobbs has emerged as the winner of the race for Arizona governor. NBC News made the projection as more votes came in from the race that had become one of the nation's most closely watched contests. Hobbs is the current Secretary of State, and she was running against former TV news anchor Republican Carrie Lake. Grammy-winning singer Roberta Flack is no longer able to sing due